Hello guys and welcome back to VideoTalk. This is unboxing number 4758 or something like that. I don't know how many bags have I unboxed, but there's plenty. And this came from Wow HD, and this I had to wait like, I don't know, at least extra 3 weeks or something like that, because the customs here in Finland, they were like thinking about what are we gonna do with this? What are we gonna do with this package? They managed to figure it out, and now I get to enjoy this package. Actually, this was 2 packages, but I combined them as one. First up, here we have something called Danger Diabolic, my man, Danger Diabolic, and this is a Mario Bava film from the year 1968, and I have opened this already because I watched it last night and I have seen it before, and I think this is very entertaining, like a pulp action movie, comic book style pulp action movie. It's about this kind of master thief called Diabolic, and he is causing trouble, all kinds of trouble for the authorities and the local crime syndicate, because he's such a fucking great master of a thief. And he has a great looking girlfriend called Eva, and together they make these incredible scores. I think it's actually very entertaining, it's very colorful. Not necessarily campy, but it has this kind of pulp style to it. It's very stylishly made, it's very inventive special effects. Kind of like these forced perspective effects. I would rate this not necessarily 4-star, but very strong 3.5 star. It is starring John Philip Law, and he's the man. And this lady, was it Marissa Melle? Oh my god, what a babe, what a babe. And then there was this bad guy, the same guy who I believe was in Thunderball, James Bond film. I can recommend it, especially for the fans of Italian cinema and fans for Mario Bava's films, sure. Okay, it's a Kino Lorber 4K Ultra HD with Dolby Vision, and it kind of in the info when they put this out, they were promising that there's gonna be like this lost end sequence, but I don't see no end sequence in the disc or in this back cover text, but I do believe that this has the same set of extras than the previous Legacy DVD had. I have somewhere this old Scandinavian DVD, and it included also this Beastie Boys music video Body Moving, and also this From Fumetti to Big Screen documentary. Very informative, and I enjoy watching Beastie Boys music videos too, but I don't think necessarily this Body Moving is the best of their work. But yeah, all in all, great package. But the picture quality here, not necessarily, in my opinion, like reference material, because I don't think that this movie was designed to be viewed in Ultra HD. There's lots of focusing issues, like soft pictures, because they used like this forced perspective, so many times the focus is I don't know where, but there's some occasional sharp moments, and I do think that the Dolby Vision grading adds a lot of depth. But I have seen better looking movies from this era and from Italy, but it is what it is, and perhaps this is probably gonna be the best looking version that we will ever gonna get from Danger Diabolic. And by the way, music was by Ennio Morricone. Not necessarily my favorite of his soundtracks, but so you know. Okay, and for this I paid $27.41. Yeah, that's the first one. So moving on, hey, look at this. Another Kino Lorber release, and this is a Kino cult release number 28. This is something called Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. I have never even heard about this film, but yeah, this being the Kino Lorber Kino Cult series, I have not opened it, but with a similar cover, so nothing too much to see here. But this film was directed by none other than Mark L. Lester, the director of Commando, so I guess I'm looking forward in watching this. Maybe this is some sort of action grindhouse Grindhouse road movie film, maybe. It has audio commentary by Mark L. Lester, which is always great. Interviews with actors Belinda Bulavsky and Mary Lynn Ross. And Mark L. Lester, yeah. Alright. Let's see. And hey, please comment if you have seen any of these films and wanna communicate with me. Put this in the comments and remember to like and subscribe for the channel, because yeah, that way you will help me to grow. That would be very nice. Okay, and for this Bobby Joe and the Outlaw I paid $20.54, so you know. Okay, then next up, oh shit, we have God Told Me To, a Blue Underground release, and this is a Larry Cohen film, and I have seen this previously. I do have the Finnish very rare VHS, not with me here, but I have it, does it, no, I don't think it's over there, so I don't know where it is, but I have it, but trust me. So this God Told Me To is a 70s kind of like a mystery thriller, I don't know, horror film, and I know this is kind of older release, this God Told Me To, and like I said, Blue Underground release, but I have to say that Blue Underground, great looking slipcover, man. Not necessarily Larry Cohen's best, but very interesting, kind of like this mystery thriller where this Anthony Franciosa, I mean Tony Lobiancos played this kind of, was he cop or something? He's trying to solve the case with these kind of mysterious serial killings where these average people just happen to get a gun and start shooting people. And there's some supernatural forces behind it. So, Ultra HD and Blu-ray, and yeah, so far I have never been disappointed in any of those Blue Underground's 4K releases, and I don't think this is gonna be one of those cases either. And I think I have previously this in like a very legacy DVD or something like that. I don't think I had the Blu-ray, so this was a necessary update, and it has been a very long time since I have last seen God Told Me To, so looking forward in watching this again. I always say that, but I genuinely do. Yeah, Dolby Atmos and Dolby Vision is in this restoration, and bunch of extras, including interviews and kind of like this commentaries. Yeah, and for this I paid $32.10. Okay, then next up, Blood Simple, a Coen Brothers film, and this is a Criterion Collection release, and yeah, it's a Ethan and Joel and Ethan Cohen's first film, and this was from year 1985. I'm doing it on my Finnish channel, this kind of 85 live shows, and this was something that I think I have seen, but it has been like hundreds of millions of years ago. But now I watched it again. Yeah, I opened it already. And I gotta say that this is an excellent film. This is their first movie. Very atmospheric and well-made, kind of thriller murder mystery. And it is starring Frances McDormand and M. Emmett Walsh, and then also this guy from Commando and Alien Resurrection. Always forgot his name, but yeah, he's here. Dan Hedaya, of course. I recommend this. Great atmosphere, like I said, great music and very sparely used music. Great cinematography by Barry Sonnenfeld, and this looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, wow. I think I have previously seen DVD, and oh boy, it didn't look this good. Yeah, if you are at all a fan of like these film noir crime mysteries, I highly recommend it. And it's not something that is set in the 1940s or anything like that. It is set in the 80s in United States and in the year 1985. It was great film to rewatch for sure. And for that I paid $36.19. That I think was the most expensive of this lot. And then another Kino Lorber new release, Deep Star 6. Okay, In 1989, they made 3 underwater, like a thriller horror movies. I think this is the lesser of those movies. Now, the slipcover is quite nice, and the picture quality on this was quite nice, and this film is about these kind of like underwater workers who are working on this kind of like a nuclear missile system that is like buried under the ocean. I don't know how this is supposed to work, but anyways, they're building that, and while they're doing that, they're like breaking this cavern, and for sure there's a sea monster in that cavern, so you can imagine what happens next. And the creature effects, they were done by was it no, not Kevin Yeager, not Stan Winston, but the guy who made the Evil Dead 2. But it was okay, not necessarily the best film, and it is directed by Sean S. Cunningham. But like I said, the lesser of those 3 films, and okay, and it was nice to see it in 4K Ultra HD with Dolby Vision, and now it's nice to have this as a part of underwater horror movie collection. Hear me out, Kino Lorber. We need the Rift on 4K Ultra HD, yeah. Okay, and for this I paid $25.04. Okay, couple of more. Yes! Battle Beyond the Stars, a Roger Corman Star Wars production. It's more like a 7 samurais in space. So Roger Corman made these like a bunch of science fiction quickies, and I think this may be one of his most expensive films ever. Maybe. I remember reading that from somewhere, but this is a Shout Factory Collector's Edition, and maybe I do this kind of Roger Corman special someday. But now it's time to view this beauty. Okay, Blu-ray and 4K discs are here, and as far as I remember, this was kind of a pretty okay film. And music was by James Horner. So now I think I have all these Roger Corman collection films that they have put out on 4K. I wish that someday they will put out Death Race 2000. Where is Death Race 2000 4K? I want to have that on high definition, that's for dang sure. But tell me in the comments your opinions about Battle Beyond the Stars. Okay, Kino Lorbers. Kino Cult number 26, Crawl Space. Now, this is some sort of like is it Full Moon Pictures? At least it is directed by David Schmoller, the guy who made some Full Moon Pictures, but no, I don't think so. This is a Full Moon Pictures, but I do think that there's Klaus Kinski in this film. I don't know what this cover is supposed to represent. Maybe a situation when something is dragging somebody in some kind of air ventilation system, but like I said, I have never seen it. But yeah, I'm a collector of Kino Lorber's Kino Cult series, and I had to have this in the collection as well. And I sure like Klaus Kinski in my movies, so I'm expecting a deranged performance by this guy. Yeah, for sure. Effects are by John Carl Beekler, so that's always great thing. So maybe it's a monster movie, maybe. All right. And one more, and this is definitely a monster movie. This is a space movie. This is a zombie movie. This is one of the great classic films of the 80s. Night of the Creeps. Yeah, Night of the Creeps. And yeah, look at this. I got the Shout Factory. I even got the slipcover. I was kind of getting worried that I think this was released in was it February or March? So I was getting worried that if I won't get the slipcover, but sure enough, they gave me the slipcover, and let's see if there's anything special inside of the box. But what comes to Night of the Creeps? Now here's a movie, goddammit. It's about this like a space leeches who come from outer space and go to your brain and make you a bloodthirsty zombie, and it has lots of gore in it. And Fred Dekker is the director, and it's also is starring Tom Atkins. Yeah. I do believe I don't have to explain this movie. Everybody has seen Night of the Creeps, and I think the cover looks fantastic. Does it have a no reversible slip? I do know that there's a couple of different variations of this cover, and here we have 4K Ultra HD, and then we have a Blu-ray, then we have a complete different disc for the extras. So I think I'm gonna be saving this for the next year, because this was made in the year 1986, and when I do on my Finnish channel these 1986 films, then I can watch this and start talking about this. But because I have seen this even in cinemas, and I don't think it has been too long since I last watched this, so it's kind of like a familiar film, so I'm not even in any rush to see it. But I got this because I was getting this FOMO that I won't get the slipcover, because you gotta have the freaking slipcover. If you don't, then you're nobody. And yeah, for Crawl Space, by the way, I paid $20.82, not a bad price. And for Battle of the Stars, $28.83, and Night of the Creeps, $29.86. So, what the hell, son of a bitch, what the hell? So that was my favorite man, mailman. So let's see what he brought to me. Alright, alright. Thief from Arrow Video in 4K, starring James Gunn and Tuesday Feld, and directed by none other than Michael Mann. Now, Michael Mann did some great pictures in his day, and this was made before Keep. But I think this is his masterpiece. Now, okay, maybe somebody likes Heat even more, or The Last of the Mohicans. And yeah, well, I do agree, these are masterpieces, but I don't know. But for me, I think Thief is it. Yeah, maybe not his best, but certainly a cult classic. And previously I had the Criterion Collection, and I think Criterion Collection made 4K out of this, and I was gonna upgrade it to my Criterion Collection DVD, Blu-ray to the 4K, but fortunately I waited that long that I noticed that Arrow Video put it out, because yeah, I rather take Arrow Video. It's just my personal opinion. What's your opinion? Tell me in the comments. And inside we have this Arrow Video, I don't know, advertisement of coming up titles. Then we have a booklet, little booklet, which I don't think Criterion has. Don't crucify me if it does. But yeah, you can see Arrow Video limited edition style booklet, and 10 4K Ultra HD disc and a Blu-ray disc. Yeah, I highly recommend Thief. I have not watched it from this 4K because it just arrived. I can recommend for everybody who likes crime movies and heist movies and thriller movies. Yeah. And James Gunn movies. James Gunn is a real badass in this. I will be watching it very soon. And hey, that kind of reminds me. Hey, I still got one more box to go. I just got this out from the mail office, and I know what's in here because I have paid twice custom fees for this piece of shit. So, what do you know? This is a replacement disc for the Devil's Sword. This is the Devil's Sword that I got, I don't know, about a month ago, and we were gonna watch it together, but yeah, turns out that this Devil's Sword, this doesn't work at all. It doesn't register in any of those players, not even the computer's Blu-ray drive. So hopefully this does indeed work. And like I said, I had to pay twice the customs fee because you're gonna have to make correction to the previous declaration and then declare it the second time. And I was thinking, no fucking way, I ain't gonna do that. So I declared this as like a 10 cents declaration. So I had to still pay the fucking postage fee and 85 cents on that motherfucker. So from now on, you motherfuckers at the fucking customs, I will always declare it as 10 cents. No matter how much I will get, no matter what kind of boxes I will get. So that fucking pissed me off. But hey, this works. So finally we can watch Devil's Sword. When you want the Prima, just say Barry. Very prima. And one more thing I wanted to show you. As a donation from my Finnish year, Seppo and Aceman, I got me a bunch of James Bond Laserdisc. Holy hell, these things are rare. You only live twice. From Russia with Love, Man with the Golden Gun, and bunch of others for your eyes only. And I was thinking that, hey, maybe I need to do some kind of like a special on James Bond Laserdiscs and of Laserdiscs in general. What do you think about that? Hey, but let's see if these things work. Let's try, for instance, Living Daylights. Okay. Right, insert the bad boy in the player. Okay, so this seems to be working a-okay as well. So that's it for me this time. But hey, tonight I'll be doing a live show about the upcoming cool 4Ks and Blu-rays. So don't miss that live show. But if you do miss live show, it's okay. You can watch it as a playback as well. But now, thank you for watching and catch you in the next video, maybe in the live show. Bye.